Now you could make a comfrey massage bar.
Now for those who really like the healing properties of Comfrey, and now that massage bars are so popular, I've done videos on how to make a Comfrey lotion, how to make Comfrey oils, how to make a Comfrey gel, but now I'm going to show how to make a Comfrey massage bar. Now you're going to start out with infusing your Comfrey in your oil of choice. Now in this case I'm using some jojoba oil. Since I needed such a small amount, I didn't use the magical butter machine. I've got plenty of videos on how to do it. I simmered my comfrey in the oil and then let it set for about 3 hours and strained it. Now, when you get to your lotion bars, it's basically equal amounts by weight, not volume. I'm using cocoa butter, beeswax, and then my essential oil and vitamin E. Okay, so I'm going to get started melting my beeswax, my cocoa butter, and my infused oil. Now I've chosen to use these molds. They've got the little knobs on them. I tried using this mold and the little points broke off. So I'm going to go with this, and anytime you're using these molds, you always want to put it on a firmer surface.
Now, of course, they could have broke off and broken in half because I made it too thin. And one day I'll go back and try this mode, pouring it all the way to the top.
Okay, now when you're working with lotion bars, you have to be fairly quick. And you always have a paper towel or rag to put your container on that you melted your ingredients in, because you do not want any kind of water dripping into your mold. Now I'm going to stir this for about a minute, no more, just to kind of cool it off just a little bit before I add my vitamin E. It's going to have to be, stay warm enough that your vitamin E will melt into it. But then I'm going to stir it just a little bit, and then I want to go ahead and add my essential oil. Now I have decided on, because this is a massage bar, it's going to be for muscles and healing, I'm using Wintergreen. I could have chosen many other essential oils. So I'm going to put that in there. Stir it up just for a little bit. Now this is going to start hardening on my container very quickly, so I want to get it in there as quickly as possible. I'm going to let this set up before I move it. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about an hour before I try to unmold it. But I don't want to move it at this stage because it'll wiggle around and get all over the place, so I'm going to let it set up. Okay, now while we're letting this set up, I just want to say a few things about the ingredients. When I use cocoa butter, I really like to use these little wafers. It just makes it so much easier. Cocoa butter is extremely hard. It's hard to cut. And you just almost have to scrape it off the block because it's so hard. And then I also like to, when I use beeswax, which is also very hard and hard to cut, I like to get the pastils. Or they may call them beads. There's different words for them, but they're in little tiny beads.
Okay, these are set up enough now that I'm ready to move them to the refrigerator.
Okay, so I've taken this out of the refrigerator, but as you can see, it's really not releasing like I need it to. So I've got some hot water in here. I'm just going to put it in there for a few seconds, and the cold on top of the hot water should help it release much better. Okay, let's see. See that just plop right out? Now I've got a wonderful massage bar made out of comfrey oil. Now I use jojoba oil, but if you, which is going to make it a little drier which would be good if you're doing kind of like a deep massage. You want a lot of pressure. But if you want it to glide a lot better, you'd probably want to use grapeseed oil instead.
Now this recipe made one massage bar about 2 ounces, and that's by weight or volume. Now when I'm using a new mode, I pour water into the cavity, then pour it out into a measuring cup to see how much it will make.
Now check out my book on Amazon, Homemade Skincare Workbook. I have all kinds of recipes for lotion bars, massage bars, lotion, salves, balms, and they have videos to my YouTubes in it.
And I will leave you a link to these books in the description bar. And you might be an herbalist if you're making massage bars. Like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss any of these natural homemade recipes.